I mean, what intelligence did they get for them to come up with, well, we don't think you're going to be safe here, so we want you to go back home? And if that was also the case, as somebody that's been denied entry into the US before because of COVID, they wouldn't have fitted the bill, because you're allowed to return on your return flight home. That's if he had one. Because we all know Kevin and his thinking. It would have been a one-way flight, which rules state any flights coming into the United States, you have to have a return flight. That's the only way. The only way if he got denied entry, then they would put him on business trip back home, which it wouldn't have cost $4,000. No, don't think so, Kevin. They wouldn't have told you how much it cost. So, but yeah, he got denied entry. Like I said, he would have had a one-way flight, thinking, oh, he'll go live on TikTok and be able to make the money up to get a flight home. And he would have told him that when he got took into the back room. He would have told him, oh, I'll make my money off TikTok live. And then that's when they would have started asking all the questions. Well, you need a work visa for that. Not just that, but I also know somebody that flies to America quite often, very much so quite often, is you have to have a place to stay. Whether it's a hotel or residence, you have to have an address. Get off that ivy now. Get off that ivy, young lady. Yeah, you have to have it. I think I've just found where the ants are coming from. How are you coming from all the way from the fence to inside the house? But yeah, you have to have a residence. There's no turning to them and saying, oh, right, okay, I'm just going to go to a hotel and book. You can't say that. You have to have it already booked, because they need the address where you're staying at. You're not just going to be able to go in and say, oh, I'm just going to book the cheapest one I can find. No, they need that address, so they can come find you when you outstay your welcome. And the other thing is they check to make sure you've got enough money. They always ask you, how much are you carrying? Or how much is in your bank? The last time I went to Texas, I had to show them my bank accounts to prove I had enough in to survive. But on top of all of that, he would have lied on his ESTA, because he has 2 open SE on minors charges. So he would have clicked no on everything, because the ESTA, they ask you everything. Have you got any criminal convictions involving children, rape, murder, attempted murder, drug trafficking, anything like that, terrorism? I obviously click no on everything because I haven't got anything like that. But for those that lie, they check. They do the checks with the Met police station, office that they have access to. So yeah, Kevin got denied entry into Miami. He flew all that way, spent all that money, because it's an expensive trip. Changed money, whatever money he could, into dollars, which when he changes it back into British pounds, he won't get the same rate, because it changes daily. All that money gone to waste, paid by the drillers. What an idiot. So yeah, I thought I'd give you a quick update. Hey, and now I know where these ants are coming from. We can get some poison down. That means you, young lady, won't be able to come out for a bit.
Hey people, what's up? So I did not know this until maybe half an hour ago, but Mr. UK TikTok official booked a whole trip to Miami, US of A, and got denied, of course, due to multiple reasons that we're gonna get into. But one thing I gotta say, if you got, pending cases and whatnot, especially about like essay stuff, and that includes minors, like, why would you ever go to the States in this kind of climate? Even when you have nothing at all, like, there's so much tension at the border. Even myself as a Canadian that have lived in the States, used to go to the States all the time, there is a probability that me myself, for whatever reason, could easily be denied. Now, I'm not saying that it's happening to everybody. I'm just saying that a lot of people that have no criminal record, nothing, are being denied. Even people who have jobs in the States, like they may come from Canada, they legitimately have work visas. For some reason, the federal agents at the border find some way, one way or another, to deny them. It's very there's a lot of tension there, a lot. So even with me, I have to thread carefully whether or not I want to enter into the States or take that chance, because once you get denied, typically they look at that as a stain and will try and deny you again and again and again. I'm not saying that's going to happen every single time, but it's kind of like how if you apply for like a work visa in a foreign country, or any type of like visa to, I don't know, claim or get some sort of status, maybe go there for school. It's very important, and a lawyer would tell you this, that you have to make sure your ducks in a row, your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted the very first time, because if they deny you that first time, the trend typically is they will keep denying you. So don't chance it. Especially, why the hell would Kev, aka Mr. UK TikTok official, ever take that chance in trying to go into Miami? I even heard that Evil Queen was trying to do the same thing, and I'm like, Jesus, people, if you were trying to do this last year, I could totally get it when Biden was, still the president. But this year, as of X date in January, it's the second term of Donald Trump, and the climate has totally shifted a multitude of degrees. So unless you do have your green card, even with that, I'm hearing these stories of people with green cards being denied for all sorts of reasons. Maybe their affiliations, maybe attending certain funerals or weddings that they maybe should have have second thoughts about going to. There's so much happening. Like, you should never ever chance it. I would say, unless you have really, really, really good reason to go into the United States, then just go somewhere else. If it's a wedding, if it's, a funeral, if you have family there and you truly need to go, then go. But with anything, you're going to take a chance, and that chance might end in a denial turning around. You can actually still enter. I mean, you can tell them, no, you're not going to turn yourself around. You're not going to rescind your claim to enter. I mean, you could always do that, but all they're going to do is arrest you and then put you into, a detainment center. And then you have like months of, fighting with the their justice system and, border, control and whatnot, etc., etc., etc. So for me, I don't want to do that. I don't want to get myself into a situation where I am months and months away from home and having to be locked up into a situation that's not very pleasant at all just because I'm trying to access the States. So if I don't really need to be there, unless it's a family emergency, because I do have family in the States, I am not going to try and enter the United States at this moment in time. I'm not sure how long this is going to last. Probably until the end of Donald Trump's term. I'm even hearing that people are trying to change the laws where they're trying to give presidents more than 2 terms. Well, we'll see what happens with that. But as of now, there's a lot of tension and there's a lot going on. And Kev would not have been able to get into the States. I don't know how he thinks, how his brain works, but that's just really silly. Like, this dude has cases on him. He's trying to enter the States where they can easily check, because if you know what the 5 eyes are, well, now it's the 6 eyes since Japan joined, but we're interlocked. The UK, New Zealand, Australia, Canada, US, and now Japan are all interlocked where they can search each country's system to see if you have any cases or anything that you've had to go to the courts for criminally. Even things such as not paying child support, because this one guy wasn't able to get into Canada, and I heard it's the same way into the States. If you're behind on your child support, you will not be able to enter the States. Well, generally, typically, right? I'm sure there's always workarounds for that. If you ever had like a DUI, I know in Canada they really don't like that. They're gonna deny you. There's so much things outside of criminality where they can deny you, so you just really got to be careful. Bottom line is, people, if you don't need to go there, if you don't need to be there, then don't do it. And if you know you have a record or a pending case, then you are chancing it, because if they look into it, then boom, it all comes up, and now there's a paper trail with you having done this X, Y, or Z. So sometimes the lawyer will say, hey, if you have something pending and you think there's a good chance that you're going to win in court, don't enter the States or any country that's part of the Six Eyes, because once they look into it and they see it, it's now on your paperwork for entering that country. It doesn't matter if it actually does to an extent, but it's still a little bit of a stain where they'll give you a harder time, because even if you do win the case and then it gets cleared off, I mean, they have a record that you got caught up into something, is all I'm gonna say. Anyways, people, I guess I'm gonna play the rest of this video here with an explanation of what has been happening or has happened to Mr. UK TikTok official, and take care of yourselves. Bye bye.
Are you gonna go potty? Hey, go potty. Get off the flies and go potty. Right, let's go in. Trouble. Let's go. Hey. Fancy that though, going all that way just to be denied entry. Come on, you. Get in. Hey. Are you listening? Get in. Get in now. Ignoring me. Oh, you got shopping you need to put away?
Yeah, just some kebab meat and some scones.
Off to Asda again. What? You tried to spend £17.84 on Amazon, but it was declined. So I've been trying to use my card again. I'll sort that out when I get in. See if it was better or not. But fancy that though. I mean, what do you think was good? What in his mind was he thinking? Knowing he's got 2 open SCA charges on minors, active. Thinking, oh, he could just lie his way out of it. Like, weasel out of it. It's the United States government you're trying to fool. They don't mess around. Especially with charges like that. I mean, I don't think we'll ever find out the real reason why, because he won't say anything. He'll just put it up as them saying that his life's in danger in the United States, so they sent him home. And he'll stick to that story. 100% will he? It's just pathetic. And he can't blame trolls either, because trolls didn't know. Yeah, trolls didn't know. Because that bloke, I forgot his name now, the one that uploaded the video that I thought was fake, he was on the same flight as Kevin, flying to Miami. He didn't upload that until they landed. So he was already in the United States when he got denied, before anyone else found out. And what's it? It's just so stupid. How would his life be in danger? I mean, it would have been. 100% would it have been. It would have been. But how do you spin it? It's like when people are going to ask him, well, what was your life in danger from? Or who? How's he going to spin it? Who's he going to blame? He just really is a pathetic excuse of a man. It's funny. It's hilarious. Ginger what? He swore. Shithead. But yeah. I mean, he was told countless and countless time again and again. You won't get into the United States. I mean, I should know. I know he watches my videos. That's how he knew about the Esther, because he watched my video explaining what an Esther was. But like I say, it can only be them things. The flight, the return flight, he didn't have it. The hotel, I bet you he thought he was just going to be released through the gates into America, into Miami, and he can just go book the cheapest hotel possible, and that'd be that. No, you've got to have an address. It's something everyone needs when they travel to America. So it's either the charges he's got against him, the address, or the lying on an Esther. You see, that's another thing as well. If he's been lying on that Esther when he applied for it, or for any reason you get denied into the United States, and you would have been told this, it's an automatic 10-year ban. Automatically. I didn't know this until my second visit to Boston. It was the woman behind the border person. Excuse me. Border control person. She told me. And if you're ever denied entry without good reasons, it's an automatic 10-year ban. And you've got to go to the embassy in London to get it lifted.